Hello, it is I. What the? Alright, there you go. Hello, everybody. It is I, your lovely neighborhood reindeer, Kendra Leon, here on a fine Wednesday evening with my ice cream in hand and my water cup right here. Hello. Hello. Not chocolate pie. Hello Mira, hello Sonic, hello Music Boy, hello Joshua, and hello Gorsk. We are here today. If you don't hurry up, had some issues a little bit with clips, not Co-Studio, VTube Studio. Hit on a Wednesday, how peculiar. You already know why. Wednesday streams are an oddity, but never impossible. Which is why I usually try and put them on Thursdays and blah 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 blah. Hey Ken, how's it going? Pretty good. I literally spent 2 hours, and it kind of crossed over to starting stream, where I spent 2 hours making a color theory chart, which we're gonna talk about later, because I actually think it's a really cool thing if we could actually like break it down and talk about it. Red hair cross. Hello, Ken. Hello, hair cross. Yo, Ken. But yes, today we are gonna finally see the Switch 2. We're gonna finally see the Switch 2. I don't know why people were being like, rumor has it Nintendo's might release it at the end of the year, even though they said they were going to announce it this year. And it's like, duh, it's a console. Of course they're gonna release it around Christmas time. I'm surrounded by special people. But yes, it is time to not only see the Switch 2. Now, what I found out was apparently, I thought they were just going to talk about the Switch 2, but I have been seeing, even though I was trying to avoid it, I accidentally got flashed with tiny spoilers for certain games. One of them I knew was going to be coming on the Switch 2 because of the delays, and the other I was very much unprepared for, but I have not seen anything in the game itself, so I have only seen the thumbnail. I'm excited, bros. I'm excited. So, let me get my headphones on, my ice cream in, my headphone went into my ice cream a little bit. But yes, we must, wrong thing, desktop, yes. And so, today, we shall be going over the Switch 2, along with the games, and anything else in between. Yes! Anybody have their predictions who did not see the announcement? I'm sure most of you have. But what is your predictions that are not spoilery? If not, then I'll just go. I know very little. I know very little. No? No? Nothing? Nothing? Nothing! Yeah. Alright. Then let us go. Yo! Geometry! This person got a degree in Blender. Half-Life 3, bro. Half-Life 3. Like that's ever gonna happen. Not gonna lie, I like this. I like how creative Nintendo gets with their directs. The Switch 2 avoiding leaks today was torture. Bro. I got spoiled from switching from my alt account for one game. I already knew this was gonna release. People were already speculating on this, but I got spoiled for one game specifically because I swapped accounts and it was like at the top of the timeline on my YouTube.
Let's go.
Nothing would have prepared me for that. Oh my gosh. But cool, new Mario Party. I know about this one because people were speculating that Mario's model got updated and this was not Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This wasn't a spoiler. It was an inevitability. It really snaps. Did I miss the rage yet? No. We just got started. I'm so happy they're adding Pauline into like the main line now. It's Pauline. Everyone loved Pauline. She just needed her time to shine, you know? I was thinking, is there a Mario character that I would want to get more spotlight in the mainline games? Not the cow. Did you guys ever want the cow to like, okay, not gonna lie, the bullet bill is actually a pretty good idea. Ooh, costumes! That's so cute! Especially Peach. I'm a sucker for Peach and, oh, she's wearing her Odyssey outfit. Okay, that's so good. Oh, this barnyard is... Bro, you know the modding community really will do it. Call, let them do it. Mario Kart World, nice.
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi
Three
Kawamoto,
Japanese guys
and I'll
and
be
a
one
Mario.
of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct. I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm Takuhiro Dodo,
Yay!
the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
What you just saw was Mario Kart World, launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay.
Now, what do you think this brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
I personally would have called it Nintendo Switch Deluxe.
A brand new entry in the
I
Mario
would have
Kart
personally
series
called it
is
that.
launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of
it
day
feels
and
like,
weather
I don't know,
conditions,
maybe it's
the
just my
atmosphere
eyes.
will change.
But it feels like you can really see the improvements. I love Cal. Ugh, I kind of don't like this. Mario Kart looks overcomplicated
Mario
now.
Kart
Really?
game, you can go
I
off the
mean,
racetrack
it
and drive
looks overcomplicated probably just because the trailer is trying to show off so much more features. But when you get into the actual game, it'll be a lot simpler.
Race through 4 courses.
You know,
in a
kind of
bid
like
for
one of those
first
things
place.
where it looks expensive because you're seeing
But
how
don't sleep at the
expensive it
wheel.
looks, and then you
You'll
actually
also
get
drive
into it,
to
and
the
it's actually a
next
lot
course as
simpler
part
than
of
it
the
is.
competition.
Hello, Derek!
With 24 drivers in each
Expensive.
race, the most in
Yes.
series history, the competition is gearing up.
Could be worse. Could be gotcha.
Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another. There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
I don't know what that means.
Can you make it all
Very
the way to the
expensive,
finish line?
Mr. Dink. Okay, maybe it's just different. It is different. You can feel it's different. Coloring, shading,
also
even just
freely
in the way
drive
the
around
models
this
are looking,
vast world
it
in
looks
free-roam.
different. It feels different.
By going off-road,
You know,
can
aside
explore
from
new
Cal.
areas and routes.
What?
So
Guys,
drive
they
wherever
saw.
your heart takes you.
Guys, they saw. They saw how many people were running off the map. They're like, you can do that now. You can finally go off the map, guys. You're allowed to do that now.
You can also go for scenic drives with friends. And even take photos together at different locations.
Yup, they have been watching the community. I hope the driver gets to hold their trophy someday. We'll see, we'll see.
A brand
Not gonna
new
lie, that's
race
actually
across
really
the
smart,
entire
though.
world starts here. Mario Kart World. The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. More details
Really
about this
smart.
title will be shared in an
Mario
upcoming
Kart GTA, but
World
E-rated?
Direct.
Yeah!
So be on the lookout for
Unfortunately,
more
you don't get to run
information
people
in
over.
the future.
Or prostitutes.
Mario Kart World
We have to
launches
make
on the
that
same day
distinction
as
between
Nintendo
people
Switch
and
2.
prostitutes. I'm just kidding.
We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2. These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2. And on the right Joy-Con 2, we've added a new C button. Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
Now, I did see what they did with these new Nintendo Switch controllers, and I hope they never do it again.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys.
Man, the lack of slurs is grating.
That was me. That was you. So quick.
Voice chat? Voice chat?
Wait, no.
Online play?
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Online play that makes sense?
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Now you too can shout obscenities at each other. Live.
Hi.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
Should we follow you? Yeah?
Yeah, follow me.
Okay.
That explains why it took so long to come out though.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? Alright, let's keep going. Okay. Turn.
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a distance.
Look at this. Jump on here.
Fake gamer, they haven't
Alright,
said a
let's keep going,
slur.
let's go.
No, for
Let's make a
real.
left right here. Let's make a
When it's
These
noisy
two-
around you,
these two
your
definitely would
voice
start
will still come
shouting.
through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
How did you get hit by a bow? Okay, nice.
It does look beautiful. It's so pink.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too.
See,
letting you
she's
easily
not
chat
crying
with
from
friends and
being called a
family.
bunch of slurs. It's clearly
If you open
unrealistic.
the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
Good job, good job. There we go, there we go.
you can also share your game
But
screen.
unironically, this looks really, really
On top
good.
of that dinosaur.
Really? They can do that?
Can do it? You guys
I'm
just
saying
did
the
it.
N-word, Nintendo.
Oh,
trying to eat me. He's trying to eat me.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
Oh, no.
Okay. You can chat to your heart's content.
Okay,
Even
hold
while
up.
playing
This is
different
actually really
games.
good.
Yeah, I know that one. It's so hard, right? It's tough.
Oh wow, I'm like in the sky right here. I fell, I'm falling. Okay, we got it, we're safe.
Kirby, look, you're a star. That's so cute.
So cute.
You can adjust the size of your game screen.
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
Or expand another friend's game screen.
You gotta get above that wall to your left.
People make the Nintendo Switch will explode joke. I think this actually would make your Switch explode, sharing your friend's screen. Do you know how much somebody's
So
probably gonna
everyone
purposely
can watch
crash
them
the
play.
game just to see how far?
I think I know where you are. Wait.
Okay, I think we have to try that.
ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
Smile.
Yay!
Oh, yo, that's sick.
I like your pose mix.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Oh, dang.
Really cool. Wait, actually, guys, I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back, yeah?
Okay, for sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this. By connecting this camera to the system,
No!
Hey,
No,
what's
this
up?
is such a bad idea! Oh no!
Hi, how's everyone doing?
This is actually such a bad idea.
Good.
Oh
you can
no.
appear on screen.
This
and
is
video
such
chat
a
while
bad
playing a game.
idea!
Face is on here.
This is gonna, oh my gosh.
Here's how it
Now you're gonna hear the stories of how Nintendo has to deal with Nintendo predators on their system console because of this stupid camera.
looks with just the camera feed.
There you go. I bet you like
Can
that.
you wait for me?
Please look forward to
This just in, some predator just exposed his weenus on camera to a bunch of kids he befriended on purpose.
games which use your camera feed like this.
That was good.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
no, wait.
good.
Go
That looks
left,
good.
go
And
left.
then-
Left,
Oh, wait,
left.
maybe
Okay.
if I go a little more this way.
Could you disable the function of the C button?
Using game chat. Even when you're apart, you can play
Do you
games
think
and
kids
hang
are smart
out as
enough
if
to
you
do
were
that,
together
bro?
in the same room.
The predator's
Play
probably
together,
already standing
or
up,
compete in
commanding
online
his
multiplayer
friend
games.
group to like stand up, to like do the,
Chat
to like
while playing your
have
personal
permission to turn on the
favorites.
camera. This is such a bad idea.
Decide your own rules for a retro game competition.
Like there's no,
Or
there's a
hold a
reason why
sports
they had to get
competition
rid of like
between
cameras
families.
on like Xbox and
All
PlayStation.
together,
So it's gonna be such a
anytime,
bad idea.
Anywhere. Game chat.
This is such a bad idea. Everything was good until
What
the
did you
camera
think?
showed up.
In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and
Introducing
friends.
Nintendo
Almost
Switch
as
2
if you're all
parental
playing together in the
controls.
same place.
See this?
The camera you saw
You
in the
can
trailer
show
is the
your whole
Nintendo Switch
body.
2 camera, which
Just
will be
someone's
available
gonna do
on
it.
the same day as Switch 2.
Someone's going to activate this camera and they're gonna already be standing naked. And you already know if they're like playing Splatoon or something, they're gonna like get a bunch of kids and be like, "Hi guys, can you like friend me?" And they're gonna friend and then they're gonna do face cam and then he's gonna be standing there naked already. And then we're gonna have stories of the Switch 2 predators. It's already a bad idea!
A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use Game Chat. However,
That's not gonna
since
stop
we'd
them.
like as many people as possible to experience Game Chat, it will be available without a membership for a limited time.
Be like,
We hope
guys,
you'll
you just
try
gotta
it.
have the membership. Rich kids who don't know
Additionally,
any better,
Game
who
Chat
have
supports
unlimited
the
access to
Nintendo
the
Switch
internet.
Parental Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted. For example, whether parental permission is always required when a child wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
They're not gonna know. Some parents are gonna be
We'd like
smart enough to
introduce
know,
another
but not
new
every parent's
experience
gonna
you can share
know.
with family and friends. On Nintendo Switch, even if you just have one game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together. But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just
Finally,
one
they
game
finally did it, guys.
with Game Share. As shown here, even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game. With Game Share, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo
How
Switch
does a
2
Goomba use a
or
phone?
a Nintendo Switch system.
Duh.
You can share a game
With
with up
their-
to 3 other systems at a time.
After all, right?
Game Share also supports online play with other Switch
They
2
use their-
systems. And you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier.
That's what they use.
Game Share can only be used with compatible games. This feature is planned for several titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch.
All right.
Game
Not the
Share
big
support
brain.
is also planned for select games exclusive
Oh yeah, of
to
course, the
Nintendo Switch
redacted.
2, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
Up next,
They
we'd like
have
to
to
show
disclaimer,
you the
disclaimer
Nintendo
that.
Switch 2 system itself.
Please take a look.
Please take a look. Bigger screen, same thickness.
At 7.9 inches, Switch 2 has a bigger
Why couldn't it
built-in
be 8
screen.
inches?
Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness remains the same. With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen.
Okay.
The screen supports up to 120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Vivid LCD.
The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images. The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system.
That's a lie.
Detach
I
the
already can
controller
see the
easily
magnetism
by
videos.
pressing the release button on the back.
I can already see the magnetism videos exploding these things completely.
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with
Finally.
the Joy-Con 2 held horizontally.
I actually hated that, unironically. Oh, but I like that.
The left and right
Not gonna
sticks
lie,
are
better
now
graphics
larger.
is so overrated. To be fair, but with Nintendo, they've already stated they don't
Each
care about
Joy-Con
better
2
graphics,
controller
but they
can be used
no.
as a mouse to play with compatible games. Both the
I
left
can
and right
already
Joy-Con
hear
2
the
support mouse
scraping of a
controls.
Nintendo Switch right now, and it actually makes
By
me
adjusting
cringe.
the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes.
Built-in mic from Easy Voice
It has
Chatting.
a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat
Grabs
with
mouse
friends
pad. Do you think
anytime
the
via
children
game
are
chat.
gonna have a mouse pad? Do you think the
It also uses
YouTuber is gonna have
noise-canceling
the mouse
technology
pad?
to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly.
You know we're not
Even
gonna
if you
get.
don't have a surround sound system.
You do realize we're also gonna start getting basically new versions of the Nintendo 3DS where people scream into the microphone, but on Nintendo Switch, and that's gonna be so funny.
Games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it
Ooh.
were coming from all around you.
Hi, just finished streaming. Hello, Mississippi Gonzo. We just watching the direct. Blind. Just
Place
reviewing
your
angle.
Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand. You can move it freely, like this.
2 USB-C ports.
In
Where?
addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well.
And there's also 3
It's
more
handy for
inside.
connecting a USB-C camera.
I'm telling you, this is
Or
the camera's a
charging in
bad
tabletop
idea. I'm telling you, the camera is a bad idea. Okay, that's actually smart. The charging is actually really, really
Nintendo
smart.
Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch, for storing your
Ooh.
game downloads, save data,
I never
and
really
more.
got that far with my game.
Reading and writing data is also faster.
Yo,
Use the
4K.
Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV mode.
Ooh, 4K. Duh, they literally just said 4K. Now, here's my thing.
The Nintendo Switch
Screensaver
2 dock
colors.
has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool. This helps
Bro!
keep performance stable.
Now my Switch won't explode! I have a ton of games. Who put Rima
On
in
Nintendo
the
Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
I mean, I would be smart enough to do that, you know? Remember when people were stupid enough to think... Okay, I'm not kidding. Remember when people were stupid enough to think to themselves, I think Nintendo Switch games are not going to be compatible with Switch 2 consoles. I'm just... I'm gonna let that sink in for you for how stupid it sounds, because I thought it was stupid too.
As you just saw, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch.
The second Switch dog
We redesigned
is,
the system from the ground up
quite
and packed
thick.
in lots of new gameplay features. And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello.
Bro, he shrunk!
My current location is actually inside the game itself. This
Oh.
is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. I'm standing over here. Okay, everyone, join me inside the game.
Approved as a furry.
There are a lot of question mark icons here. Let's examine them. This sign reads,
Where are the magnets?"
magnets? The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach to the system with magnets. And those magnets are inside the system. The SL and SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 are made of metal, so that's how they attach to the system. A magnetic circuit is formed between them, so they won't easily detach.
Okay. I'm loosely following this, but okay. It looks cute
Through
though.
examining signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2.
There's gonna be so many memes with that
Another
spring in the
example,
middle.
The Joy-Con 2 controllers have
So
mouse
tiny.
controls.
You are right about
And when
that.
combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like this.
Ooh.
You can adjust the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by
You have to
rotating
pay
the
for
Joy-Con
this,
2.
by the way. Pay?
By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes,
Pay?
things like this are possible. There are secrets to discover
That's a
even
funny
as you're
joke
playing
there.
minigames and tech demos. Some of the secrets
No.
range from the unique features of the system to tiny details you might not notice until they're pointed out. There are plenty. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2. So please check it
That's
out
funny.
if you're interested.
That's funny.
Now,
Hey,
I'd
that's
like
actually
to
a
share
very
some more
funny joke
information
right there.
regarding Nintendo Switch 2. This is the game card for Nintendo Switch 2 titles. It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but it's now red and it has much faster data reading speeds. Next up
And
is
the
additional
emulators are
storage.
gonna break it when...
Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards.
This gives me eerie 1-2 Switch
They're a
vibes.
different type of SD
Unironically,
card and will make high-speed
a
data
little bit,
transfers
but I feel
possible.
like it's a lot better for more like more invested tech
Please
people.
note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible. Additionally, to transfer data
why,
from
though?
Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account and
Okay.
use the system transfer feature.
I mean, I understand why it's not going to be compatible due to how differently they are built.
This feature,
I don't know how to feel about that.
Data,
I mean, I
digital
lost my
games,
SD card
and
like a
more.
long time ago, like 4 years
We're
ago,
also
but
releasing
still.
a new Pro controller. It has a C button, which launches Game Chat, and on the back, there are new GL and GR buttons, which you can use to assign existing button controls.
Okay.
In addition, an audio jack has been added.
The SD is
We've
required
introduced
for the
a few
performance,
new
basically.
features,
Yeah.
and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer article on the website, where the three of us will talk about the development of Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you'll check that out as well.
The gamers were screaming at us, and
now,
we had to
Nintendo
develop
Switch
the
2
Switch 2
launch
quick.
Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
June 5th? That's pretty
We're
soon.
very much looking forward to the day when you all get to experience
Really?
it. So please wait
I
just a
mean,
bit
it
longer.
makes sense.
Now, broadly speaking,
I think June 5th
on
is
Nintendo
pretty
Switch 2,
soon.
you can play
Granted,
3 types of games.
that's only like 3 months away.
The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games. These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2. The second type is compatible games that were released
2
on
months,
Nintendo
yeah.
Switch.
I mean, technically 3. What is it?
Nintendo Switch 2 edition games are the third
Oh, that is 2 months away.
Some games that were released
Wow.
on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things
I
like
mean, it does give
improved
people
visuals,
time. It
unique
does
ways
give
to
people
play on
time.
Switch 2,
Still, though,
and more.
I think that's a bit too soon.
Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo
Granted,
Switch
it
2
makes
edition
again. It
of
makes
Super
sense.
Mario
It's
Party
like
Jamboree.
it's summertime. Kids
Please
want
take
the
a look.
Switch. People want to do stuff for the holidays. Blah blah blah. And summer break in the States is pretty much
Super
1-2
Mario
month
Party
holiday.
Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls, audio recognition, more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera accessory, all of which
no.
can be accessed on Switch 2.
No.
Let's check out
No.
3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4
Unfortunately,
players can join
my
the
VTuber
festivities.
self says no.
You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience
Guess we're
all
not
the
playing Mario
reactions
Party
and emotions
Jamboree.
in real time. Or 4 friends can take the party online.
No.
Up next, it's Bowser
So many
Live,
VTubers
a
are gonna get
mode where the
doxxed
live
because they
player team
weren't
wins.
paying attention to this direct,
Bowser
and
will bring you on
yeah.
stage 2. Hit
You have to
blocks
pay for this,
collect
by the
most
way.
coins.
Yeah, no, I understand. To be honest, I
Guide
actually
an
expected
RC car with your
DLC for
voice.
to like be paid for.
And compete in other mini games
Like
using full body
DLC, I
movement
understand
and
you gotta
sound.
pay for because this is
Finally,
pretty big. This is a
take
pretty big
ride on the
feature to add to a
mouse-controlled
game.
Carnival coaster. With the safety bar
I am constantly
lowered and
being reminded
secure,
of 1-2 Switch.
You're off.
To be fair, 1-2 Switch was pretty
Use mouse controls
groundbreaking
to
when it
shoot
came
down
out.
enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
We're going cameraless.
When you enter a pipe,
like
a
no.
mini game will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm, and one where you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects. Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive mini games.
Interesting.
How quickly can you reach the station? From mini games that use a camera, the built-in microphone, mouse controls, and rumble. The biggest party yet
Correct,
is getting
and that is
even
my
bigger.
concern. 1-2
Super Mario
Switch.
Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th. Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Someone's gonna
upgrade
do
to
a goatsy on the
Switch 2 Edition
Nintendo
plus
Switch 2.
Jamboree TV
I just thought
by
of that.
purchasing
Someone's
an
gonna do
upgrade
a
pack.
goatsy on the Nintendo Switch 2, bro.
Please look
Think
forward to
about
a
that.
new Mario Party experience.
Bet so many people are
where you
thinking
can
that
see
this
each
is
other's
awesome right
reactions
now.
while playing.
Bro, I'm just thinking
Let's
about
continue
how
presenting
funny
some
the
more
disaster
Nintendo
is going
Switch
to
2
be
edition games.
when we get the first goatsy on Nintendo Switch 2.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions of The
Ooh.
Legend of Zelda
Oh?
Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates, and also support HDR, which makes the image more vibrant, so you can play with smoother, higher definition graphics.
Man, Zelda music is just so good.
Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes. This new feature can be accessed via the Nintendo Switch app on smart devices. It's a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles.
Voice memories?
For example, it can help guide you to various locations, like shrines and Koroks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating.
This sounds like a
Proceed
doc's
north.
waiting to happen.
Or you can share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create in their game.
This is really good though. The schematics. Cause like I know some of you guys are like, Kendra, you're thinking of the negatives, but I'm just saying, you already know what's gonna happen, whether I say it or not. Woo!
In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you'll be able to enjoy an additional story exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along
Alright,
with
I'm buying
improved
the Switch
graphics
2.
and frame
I
rates.
actually don't even have that much money. I have literally less than what is actually available to afford this
This
thing.
story takes place in the Forgotten Land after being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure.
I already got rid of my Forgotten Land. That was your mistake, Derek. Never get rid of anything, Kirby.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
So does that... What is it? So my thing is, like, if you bought a
In addition
Nintendo
to standard
version,
controls,
the Switch,
you
if
can
you
use
bought
mouse
a
controls for
Switch 1
intuitive
version,
gameplay
is it
on
like you
Switch
get an
2.
updated version if you put the Switch cards in
Plus,
that one?
you can explore the
You know what I
immersive
mean?
world in 4K at 60 frames per second.
Because that's actually going to
or
put so many
enjoy
people in a
smoother
rut
action
when
in
you
full
think about
HD
it.
at
Get rid of
120
Kirby,
frames per
you become derpy.
Choose
exactly.
from these two modes, both of which support HDR.
That will be
based on your preference
$4.50.
and playstyle.
That was actually way less than I
Plus,
thought. I thought it was a full
Pokemon
500.
Legends
I saw the
ZA,
prices
which is
earlier.
scheduled to launch later this year, will not only receive a Nintendo Switch version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well.
Yo, he's a witch.
By taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio City with enhanced resolution.
You guys
and
don't
frame
think
rates.
Game Freak got more time to do this this Pokemon
The
game
Nintendo
because the
Switch
Switch
2
2 is
edition
coming
games
out,
you
right?
just
I
saw
actually
will be
really hope
available
that's
as
not
both
the case.
Physical and digital versions.
Mirai is here. Hello, Mirai. Okay.
And if you already own
This
the
is gonna
Nintendo
sound
Switch,
super pessimistic of me, but I really hope that the reason why the Pokemon team was able to have more time to finish this game was because the Switch 2 was coming, so they were able to afford that now extra time to make the Legend game. Because if the next game comes out and it looks bad, again, that's gonna say way more. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that worries me.
version of the game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade pack.
Okay, I figured that was the case.
We
Good.
hope you're looking forward to
I did
these
not
Nintendo
buy those
Switch 2
games like
edition
over
games.
4 years ago to just have them sit and go buy a
Next,
Nintendo
I'd like
Switch
to
2
introduce
edition.
a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controllers. Please take a look.
It makes me cringe. Every time I see it, it makes me cringe. I can already hear the dragging. Disability the game? It actually looks pretty good. It's gonna be legs. The spin-off to arms. Brand new game. Dragon Drive? Wheels. Okay, I don't hate it, but what I am saying is this feels like an ARMS spin-off without being ARMS. Rocket League basketball. That's also the vibe I'm getting. Yo, it's me. I play tested the game. It's not a bad game, it's just, this is not fair. Wheelchair experienced people will have advantage. people with arms are gonna have an advantage, guys. That was not the warrant. That did not warrant a cool transition, but it happened.
You'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as mice to intuitively pull off various moves.
I mean, this is just wheelchair basketball.
To a new twist
yeah.
on 3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls.
You know, good and well, someone was like, "I wish wheelchair basketball was a thing."
Here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
I have long observed the lands between.
Skyrim?
This world is in dire need.
Ooh, Elden Ring for Switch. Besides the dunk.
That guide you through your burden.
Ooh. Hold up, it's actually looking pretty good. Probably not good as PC, obviously, but you know, I have Nintendo eyes.
You will become Elden Lord.
We will grab our Elden Ring. How do we know if someone does travel? You'll know.
Hey, I'm Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games.
Oh, the frame rate looks so bad.
Is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time. You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not. Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
Didn't Hades 2 already come out?
皆さんこんにちは。カプコンの中山です。
Granted,
我々
I
が
don't
お
know.
届けするタ
I
イト
never
ルは
played it.
ストリートファイター6です。
Oh yeah!
本体を持ち寄っての対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モードもあります。
Any Street Fighter fans
ソ
here?
フトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクターを収録したイヤーズ1、2ファイターズエディションの2バージョンをさらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボカードも一緒にスイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。
Oh, Street Fighter amiibo. I thought they were getting rid of amiibos. I'm actually kind of shocked. I'm getting her amiibo. She's so cute.
All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing.
Hold up. Are we getting a second? Are we getting a second game?
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we
second
will
game?
finally be liberated from humans.
Oh, I guess
I'm
not.
in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Impossible. No, for real. I'm like, we're still doing amiibo? I mean, Nintendo would be smart to do amiibos. Still.
This planet will be
United
ours.
Earth, the Coalition.
The Sovereign Axiom.
The Sovereign Axiom. The Trinidad.
Completed a weapon that was created.
It's completed a weapon that was created.
No, just kidding. Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart. All children bring hope to
Daemon
our
Ex
lives.
Machina, Titanic.
Don't they?
Cyclone. Oh yeah, you can pet the dog.
This is Joseph Fares from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2.
So I'm
The
not
game
familiar
is a
with
story
Split
about
Fiction.
friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Let me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me. And of course, you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
Ooh.
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that
EA
Sports
being
FC
not
will be
obnoxious
coming
as
to
usual,
Nintendo Switch
so,
2.
yeah.
Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform.
Not a single
EA
soul
Sports,
cared.
It's in the game.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software. We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2. With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions, you'll be immersed in a wizarding world like never before.
You already know!
And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways to experience the adventure. Discover the enhanced magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day.
You already know! Yo, Tony Hawk, he's still relevant! Surprisingly, I'm actually not being a meanie on that one. I'm actually kind of glad. You're a wizard, Harry. You're right. You're a wizard, Tony. Who's Nora? SpongeBob collaboration.
Hello, this is Christian Elberdam from IO Interactive.
IO Interactive.
We are bringing our flagship title,
Ooh.
Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2.
They're still doing Hitman games? I thought they stopped doing
As
that.
the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47
Hey,
does
that
everything
shit
he
looks
can
really
to
good.
accomplish his mission.
Granted, again,
And
I
how
have
each
Switch
mission
eyes.
progresses will vary depending on the player's imagination.
That water looks pretty bad, though.
Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2. Plus, we are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
Hmm? 007? 007? Oh, that's actually pretty good transition, bro. I knew it!
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
That's actually a pretty smooth. They're like people like 007 again.
The story
Take advantage
of
of
light
this.
and shadow that never fades is reborn.
My obligatory anime game.
Default returns.
Oh,
remastered in
Bravely
high
Default's
definition.
coming back. Guys, they're finally showing this series love again.
Default commands
I didn't even
that help
play
you
the
control
games.
flow of turn-based
I wanted to
battles.
back then.
Change
I didn't
and
buy it
customize
because
jobs to build
Mario.
your very own party. Enjoy your adventure with upgraded
I love the art
features
style
and
though. I always loved
advancements.
it.
And all new minigames with unique ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster.
Flying Fairy.
Set foot in Luxembourg as a
Nintendo
warrior
not beating the remaster allegations, the port allegations.
スタジオ代表の横山です。我々がお送りするタイトルは龍が如くゼロ誓いの場所ディレクターズカットです。1988年東京と大阪
In 19, conflict Osaka over the plot of land.
伝説の始まりを
We hope you enjoy the beginning of the legend with newly added cutscenes.
発売日は Nintendo
The game will be available on the same day as the Switch 2 console. They teased us with the first picture of Final Fantasy IX potentially though. I was getting Final Fantasy vibes.
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners. But for now, we'd like to show a game being developed
Director's
in
cut,
collaboration
yup.
with Nintendo. Please take a look.
Majima? Who's KT? I trust no AAA studio.
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens,
Take my money.
joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface, their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom.
Can I be real with you? I'm so glad they're not giving up on Tears of the Kingdom and
time,
Zelda and all
A
that.
terrible
Like,
evil arose.
boys, I'm glad they're not giving up on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It feels like there's so much more.
A war was fought
Because it
to
feels like
vanquish
Tears of
this
the
evil.
Tears of the Kingdom
One
just
which
came and
future
went
generations would call
compared to Breath of the Wild. So I really like that they're still just going.
the imprisoning war.
Because they literally said we are not doing any more.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
Yo, we can finally play as Zelda in a Zelda game. How long did that take?
Hyrule Castle?
The story leading into the Zelda Tears of the
Must
Kingdom.
mean this really is the past.
Age of Calamity was so good. Let's go. Oh, this is Calamity game. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Bum bum bum. Ba-da, 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 ba. Wow. Absolute cinema. Hyrule Warriors. Age of Imprisonment. Oh, okay. That logo is super sick. No. That logo is pretty sick. Hyrule.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It's being developed by Koei
Definitely feels
Tecmo
like there's
Games,
still a lot of story
with
left to
support
tell
from
with this
Nintendo.
timeline. Exactly.
We hope you're looking
Like Tears of
forward
the
to
Kingdom
the
just felt like
untold
it came
story
and
of the
went.
imprisoning
Not
war.
because it was a bad game, it's just that
took place
the
in
excitement
Hyrule
from Breath of
long
the
ago.
Wild, while it was still there, it just wasn't as strong, and it just
And
came and
now,
went.
some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on
Just
Switch
say you
2.
added $10, bro.
And with Nintendo
You
Switch
already know they're
Online
gonna make
Plus
at
expansion
some
pack,
point they're gonna make it so that you pay like
you can
$50
enjoy
for
a
this
new
pack.
membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive
Oh
to
yeah,
Nintendo
more money
Switch
for
2.
Nintendo.
Nintendo
You gotta admit,
GameCube, originally released
I
in
wasn't not
2001.
expecting it,
Here are the titles that will be available
but at the
at
same
launch.
time,
A
you
Legend of
gotta
Zelda game
admit,
that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading.
that explains why they didn't port Wind Waker yet.
Link set sail on an adventure across the Great Sea.
GameCube,
The Legend of
yes!
Zelda, The Wind Waker.
That explains why they did not port Wind
Transcending
Waker over
history
yet.
and the world. A tale of
Soul
souls
Calibur.
and swords eternally
Oh!
retold.
I know barely anything about Soul
Weapons-based
Calibur.
fighting game. Each fighter comes
there he
equipped
goes.
with a different weapon. And
It's
Link
awesome.
from
Can
the
I play
Legend of
Fire
Zelda
Emblem now?
series
Let's see.
enters the fray.
Bro,
Soul
if they
Calibur
announced
2.
Fire Emblem, which
Experience a
Fire
world of
Emblem game
white
was it
knuckle
that's
racing
no
at
longer
speeds
available?
over 2,000 kilometers per
Oh,
hour.
you know, so many
30
people are so
machines
happy
will
about
put it
this.
all on the line in death-defying races.
The GameCube was real.
Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode. Get ready to experience
To be fair, personally, I actually
In games
feel
that
like it's
support
good that
multiplayer,
Nintendo
up to
does
4
raise
can
the
play
price
together
when it comes to the
locally
online pack
online.
if you want everything. Internet, well,
Enjoy
actually,
these
no, I
classic
think they
games
should
with
make the
clearer
internet
image
free.
quality
Everything
and
else,
higher
though, I
resolution than
understand
the
being
original
paid
releases.
for, though.
You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking.
So what we could already do, okay.
More titles will be added
The
in
freak
future.
out from this, though. Really? Chibi Robo! I can finally play
Nintendo GameCube.
Okay,
Nintendo
unironically,
Classics,
I've always
the
wanted to play the
Switch 2
Chibi
exclusive
first
game
Chibi Robo
library
game.
coming to
This is
Nintendo
the perfect
Switch Online
opportunity.
Plus
So
expansion
actually,
pack.
yes.
Launches the same day as the hardware's release.
Makes sense.
And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released. It can connect wirelessly and also has a C button to quickly access game chat. The Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Whether you're familiar with the games or
Yes,
haven't played them
I saw
before,
Path of Radiance.
we hope you're looking forward to
Me, who's not
Nintendo
familiar with
GameCube.
Fire Emblem.
Nintendo
Yes, the
Classics.
Radiance is the path.
Of course,
I remember playing the
you can
demo
continue
back in
to
the
play
day.
select
Man,
games
you're
from the
old.
systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, let's see some more games from our publishing and development partners.
Let's see. That's not what the subtitle said. Toho Project. that explains why Toby took so long with Deltarune. Oh, that explains so much. Brothers, my brothers in Christ, I'm not stressing to you how much people have been coming to my replies and saying, wow, your model is so cute. You look like Noelle from Deltarune. I've literally gotten that same comment this morning when I went to go check the comments. What is up with people saying I look like Noelle from Deltarune? I haven't even played Deltarune. I checked out after chapter 1. You do kind of look like her. What do you mean? What do you mean I kind of look like her? I look nothing like her. I made this model like years after I had forgotten Deltarune was even a thing. Where is the comparison? Because I have antlers? My hair's not even blonde. Oh my gosh. It's because you are a deer. I am deer, aren't I? I knew good and well. I knew Toby was taking too long for a reason. And I'm like, he must be planning something. And that's why Deltarune took as long as it did. Because 2 chapters, and specifically for a launch day Switch.
Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons. We're still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025.
Do the Snowgrave unit route. Snowgrave route. What's Snowgrave?
There's more from 2K.
I play the route that I want.
Hi,
I am not Markiplier and Jacksepticeye where I can be bullied into my own path.
Of Sid Meier's
Number 1, I'll block you.
7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history.
Pakistan? We can do Pakistan
With the new mouse
here?
controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience. Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. If you already
I swear
own
if
the
there's
Nintendo
stuff on
Switch
Half-Life
version,
3,
you can experience
like
mouse
that's ever gonna
controls on
happen.
Switch 2 by purchasing the
The
upgrade.
day that happens is the day Nintendo buys
And we
out
have
Valve.
even more news from 2K.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
Man, I want to care so bad.
4 kids find this old tattered map. Off they went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Awesome! You nailed it!
And I eat during sports. And you're right.
Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha! Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time, for home.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks from Dodge Roll.
Oh.
Here's the first look at Enter the Gungeon 2.
Enter the Gungeon?
Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel.
Ooh.
Now reloaded in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fancy
Survival Kid's mid-energy was strong enough to crash the direct.
On the game. We're excited to share more with you in the future.
Okay, but Enter the Gungeon looks pretty good. It looks interesting. Oh, I love VTuber WrestleMania. Unfortunately, I'm not into wrestling. I only care about anything from my childhood, and most of the wrestlers from my childhood are probably retired. Among Us, HD Edition. Star Seeker. I'm not sure what Star Seeker is.
Hello, my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red.
Oh?
We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players for the first time. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action-adventure RPG set in Night City.
Can we be real with this? I think it's so good that Nintendo was able, not Nintendo, that CD Projekt was actually able to turn around their entire game, because number one, they fixed the game, and really it was mostly Cyberpunk. I mean, Cyberpunk Edge Runners that really helped save the series.
Nintendo Switch 2 Final Fantasy 7 リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。
Man, they're really pulling out the big stops for
ニ
this.
ットがる脱出までを描いた3部作シリーズの1作目となり、20年以上の時を経て再創作された
Well,
新し
another
い
20 years after the
FF7 を
original
体験いただきま
release.
す。スイッチ2で展開する FF7
Speaking of shows, I
シリー
should
ズ
probably
に
watch.
ぜひご期待くださ
I
い。
was looking at Tweeter. Wait, what? What? Man, this music's actually pretty slamming. Dun, 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 dun. Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. Ooh, that looks good. Oh yeah! So Silk Song's coming out. This is exactly why they were like, hold up guys, the Switch 2. By the way, are we not, is it weird that Silk Song didn't get a dedicated trailer? I think that says so much. OMG, how? I find it weird that it didn't get its own dedicated trailer. I bet you good and well so many people were like, what? Silk Song? Yeah, guys, we're finally getting Silk Song. I finally have an excuse to play Hollow Knight now. Ooh. Also, did they refuse to elaborate? Yes. Guys, Silk Song is finally here. The coat can finally end. You haven't played Hollow Knight yet? No, I said I wasn't playing. I said I didn't play it yet. I said I was gonna play it soon since Silk Song would come out, but I think I'll wait a little bit. Oh no! Hornet for Smash, that's Silk Cope. It's not gonna happen, bro. Reanimal. Hold on! That's Little Nightmare style. Cool! Oh, okay, so Fortnite. Arcade Archives, 2 Ridge Racers. Oh, yes! Oh, they look so good! I think it's funnier this way. Bro, they probably did it because it was the funniest way to announce it. Oh, by the way, Silk Song's happening. Here's some 2K.
We've shown a lot of games so far. The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners.
Okay.
Please take a look.
Okay. The pain. Dead? Red Dead Redemption 2. Ugh, don't touch my hands. Human Fall Flat 2 as well. Oh yeah, that's right. I did remember that. I did notice that.
My blood.
Can you like touch my hand and not do whatever you're doing right here? This is widely uncomfortable.
I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night.
Please do not be Red Dead Redemption 2. Hold up.
To humanity's very dusk.
Hold up, what is this? From software? Hold up. Lies of P. Ooh. Is this Devil May Cry? Either Devil May Cry or Castlevania. Could you imagine if this was a Castlevania game? Loki? Yo, is it Bloodborne? Bloodborne 2 or Bloodborne 3? I don't know. I've never played a Bloodborne game. Ooh, cute. Okay. Didn't know we needed a reference to Majora's Mask, but okay. Ooh. Dark Souls 3? You know, guys, you heard of the Tanuki with the big balls in Japanese legend. Now meet the croaker with the big balls. What even is this? I'm not sure. I think it's Bloodborne, but it doesn't look like Bloodborne.
As befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blessings.
Why is that the thing that makes me laugh? Sony fans were extremely salty over this, though. They were salty over this. It looks amazing. What? Like, what is it? It looks amazing. Look cute. I'm so drawing them.
Flow for one,
And it looks really good.
and one alone.
The Dusk Bloods. Oh, that looks really good. To be honest, I would be salty too. Bat? Vampires? It's peaceful. It's a peaceful creature. Available. Oh, that I
What
would
you
be
just saw
salty
was a
too.
brand
What
new
do you mean
game by From
only to Switch 2?
We'll be publishing
And
the
that's
creator's
the
voice
reason
article,
it's a
where the
Switch
game's director,
exclusive,
Hidetaka
bro.
Miyazaki,
It looks
will share more details
good.
about the game.
I'm
So
invested.
please check it out when it's available. That's all from our publishing and development partners. We'd like to thank the developers who appeared today, as well as our publishing and development partners who prepared footage for this presentation. In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games
It's
coming
like
to
if a
Nintendo
colorful, cartoony game that isn't even that
We'll showcase
intensive
more
was
games in the
exclusive
future,
to
so we hope you're looking
Xbox, but
forward to it.
not Switch. Pretty much.
Switch 2. Next,
You know
please
good
take
and
a
well
look
it's
at
gonna go
this.
on PC after, though. What? That's a Kirby sound effect. That's the Kirby star. Now I did actually get spoiled on this one, bros. But the trailer still looks super good. Oh, I kind of wish it was a new game, though. Smash? You'll see. Oh man, the trailer looks so cute and good. Yup. There you go. People were asking for it. People were asking for it. And it's real now. Yup. Let's ride. Yup. Kirby's Air Ride 2. Director. Yo! Oh, he came back!
Kirby Air Ride, which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago, is getting a brand new game.
Yup.
We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro
Kirby
Sakurai.
Air Ride. Kirby Air Riders.
Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
Sakurai the Legend. What is this last trailer? It better not be underwhelming. This could be the funniest thing. I'm already seeing some motifs somewhere. This could be the funniest thing. Even got eyes. Knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Yup. Power World? Nope. 3D immersive Donkey Kong game. Rabbits? Yup. That explains the new DK model. The gory! So why wouldn't he come back? Didn't Nintendo buy Rabbids? No, Nintendo didn't buy Rabbids. They just collabed with them. You ever just wanted Mario Odyssey Donkey Kong? Is it Donkey Kong Country? For all you 5 Donkey Kong fans out there, you finally got your game. It's like Pikmin, but Donkey Kong. Surprisingly, I did not get spoiled on this one. Oh, okay. DK Odyssey. You know what? Wait a minute. That explains why Donkey Kong was slightly redesigned for the movie. That explains, because his model looks really close to the Mario movie model. Like, it looks really, really close. That means this game was in development for a long time. It looks a lot like Mario plus Rabbids games. That DK looks weird. They were redesigning him for a while. My guess, obviously, to be more expressive. Ow. But that explains why they redesigned him a little for the movie.
That was a brand new 3D platforming action game starring Donkey Kong.
Brand synergy.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. With incredible strength, smash through enemies, walls, the ground, and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Thank you for watching so far.
That was actually pretty good.
To recap,
the fact that he's wearing pants makes me think this is DK Jr. not Junior.
Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch.
To be fair, that would actually be really interesting.
2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World. For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website, which goes live
about this
later
for 6
today.
months, for 6 years. Yeah.
We've covered a lot of information, but that's all we have to share.
To be fair,
you'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch. We are very much looking forward to everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2.
We appreciate you joining us today. Thank you very much.
Use the app. But that was actually pretty good. That was, We are not staying for the Nintendo Treehouse. I refuse to stay for the Nintendo Treehouse. But that was actually really good. Unironically. Like I said, I was slightly spoiled with something, so I already knew about Kirby's Air Ride 2. Literally an hour before, like literally 2 hours before stream, just because I switched from my from my main YouTube channel to my alt channel, and I was just like, why? Treehouse is tomorrow, actually. I hate Treehouse. They're boring. Let's see some of these comments. Toby Fox getting a prime slot in the literal direct for the... Toby Fox getting a prime slot in the direct for the literal Switch 2 when he got his startup hacking Nintendo games and using their assets for his music is genuinely a beautiful thing. I actually appreciate that they show the video lag in screen sharing during game chat versus showing pre-rendered game video, making it look smoother than it actually is. A level of transparency that most companies don't adhere to. So more like P-hole House. I don't like them because they're too brand friendly, and unfortunately your girl is not brand friendly. That wasn't obvious at some point. But in the meantime, that was really good. They had Silksong and also other games. No, they had other games and Silksong. Remember, guys, remember the Nintendo Switch slogan, Nintendo Switch has games. Hold up, let me grab something real quick. I'll be right. It's just like over here. Beep, 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 beep. Burner, beep, beep, burning, Already Switch 2 has more games than PS5. Bro, the regular Switch had more games than PS5. This is nothing new. Oh my gosh. This, my friends. You see, guys? I don't know. Now I feel like I want to... What is it? Hold up real quick. Alright, I'm back. I had to respond to somebody real quick. But yeah, I phrased it wrong. No, I was just making a joke, bro. You're good. Already Switch 2 is more games. Kendra, it's time for you to play Hollow Knight. I know, I've got to play Hollow Knight. I got to play Ender Magnolia. I got to play Silk Song. I have a ton of games to play because just like the Switch 2 has games, and so do I that I have not played. But I'm not kidding. This is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good. Man. So, what is it? I will obviously be buying the Switch 2 because, duh. Like, we literally just sat for an hour seeing if the pitch was good enough, and I was gonna buy a Switch 2 anyway because I already know how they're going to do it. If we are gonna suffer, make it quick. It was a good direct, but the price of these games rubs me the wrong way. Yes, I was actually going to talk about that. Number one, what do you mean $80? $80? Kendra, you have to play wheelchair basketball. Alright guys, get the bat. I will be breaking everybody on my team's kneecaps. Yeah, I was willing to pay. Here's the thing, I'm willing to pay for the Switch. I knew it was going to be expensive. It's hardware. That's how companies make their money. But $80? $80? I could understand like 70. I barely could get past 60. I could at least understand 70, and then the next generation afterwards would be 80. 80? For right now? Nah. Because half these games that they showed, some of them are going to be on Steam for way less. And I will be waiting for a Steam discount. 80 for digital, 90 for... No, what the... No. No. The only game that looked worthy of $90 was Duskbloods. Everything else was not worth $90. I'm just gonna call it like that. I'm not saying people can't pay for that, but if you're getting that high, there's gotta be a reason. Like, the console, I understand why it is not like $200 anymore. The console, I understand jumping in price. They added a lot of features. Some features that clearly would make pedophiles jump for joy, but features nonetheless. More like $80 for me to facepalm, exactly. And I know what they're doing. They're clearly trying to make the physical as expensive as possible so more people buy digital. But and hear me out on this. No. No. Can I be real with you? We all know Duskbloods is definitely gonna go onto Steam at some point, so I'd probably wait for that. I don't know. I feel like Duskbloods is like the only game on there that makes sense to be like $90. It looks like $90. I'm not paying more than $50 for that. Yeah, pretty much. Like, listen, I could get behind $60. $70 was teetering on that. $80, $90 to $80? No. The only thing that was worth jumping in price was the console, and the console only. What's gonna end up happening is it's gonna end up being like the video game crash thing again, but only because people are like, I can't afford a Nintendo console. You better have the price. If you can't have the price, like, again, the console I understand being that expensive, not the games. The games are gonna make their sales. Nearly $100 in this economy? And here's the thing, I don't mind paying that. You're just also gonna have to accept that not as many people are gonna go out of their way to buy it unless it's around the holiday seasons. It's 333 in Japan, but the version is region locked. 333 yen? That version is region locked. They put back region lock again? Dang it. Can't believe it. And Elden Ring. No, not Elden Ring, because it's available on PC. Because if you're porting Elden Ring on there, you might as well have just made it a Switch exclusive. You might as well, You might as well have just made it a Switch exclusive and keep it on the Switch. Because, like, Duskbloods is exclusive. That looks like it's worth $90. And then, obviously, probably sometime afterwards, they will release it to Steam. But after the game sells pretty good on Switch. And after whatever contract they have expires, it looks like it's worth $90. Kirby's Air Riders? As much as I love my boy Kirby, actually no, I'd probably be a sucker and still pay for it, but as much as I love my boy Kirby, if it was any other game franchise, I'd probably only pick out one to two games a year, like I used to. Like, you are not, like, bro, I will emulate. People be like, well, emulating is illegal. No, it's not. Emulating is not illegal. Having the dump is illegal. The emulation itself is not. You can't tell. You won't ever know. Nintendo has emulation. That's how they get you. Yeah. And that, my friends, is how I will decide. I don't know. It's like, I don't think every game obviously is going to be like $80. I think some of them will obviously be like still like $60 or lower and stuff like that. I know the main lines, like franchises out there, they're totally going to be $80 something. Why would you pay more than $50 for a game? Depending on the franchise and taxes. Mostly it has to do with taxes. It's always freaking taxes. Why would you pay? Wait, is it you? Yes. Why would Toy pay? Well, Toy had to play because Toy had to pay. That was the one thing I did get spoiled. Not even spoiled on, because like Jeff just leaked it out. He was like, yeah, no, it's gonna be expensive as crap. What if wheelchair basketball game is $80? You know, we could make a joke about screw the disabled, but that would probably be a bad joke. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. That's what I was over. I forgot, literally, I'm not kidding, literally an hour, not even an hour, literally like 30 minutes after, 30 minutes after I ended stream yesterday. I'm not kidding. So, 30 minutes after stream yesterday, we had another idiot release something that we now have to talk about next month. Something about Allure. The grind never ends. The grind never ends, am I right? So, we're just gonna put that down on the tier list for next month. We're gonna put that down on the tier list for next month. Nintendo, the Switch 2 prices. Switch 2 prices. Allure. Apparently they're mad. Lure. They're mad that one of the Allure members is a lolly. And something about vetting. First off, I trust nothing that Vice says. And two, I don't want to hear about pedophilia, Vice and their position on pedophilia when they've literally, and I'm not kidding, have actually defended pedophiles on multiple occasions, including the movies Cuties. By the way, Vice has actively defended Cuties, and they have interviewed and defended a pedophile twice, and they have interviewed pedophiles and tried to sympathize with them, and then they tried to paint Japan as this pedophile haven, and then they literally interviewed a pedophile and gave him slightly more screen time than a literal, child abuse center work lady, and how she's trying to prevent it, and they were like, he was literally like, I was already a creep, but the anime made me do it. And I'm already actually a registered sex offender, but the anime made me do it. We live in a flat circle. Also, this joke, Nintendo Switch 2 is sadly going to make so many appearances on the tier list. Can I be real with you? Not really. The only outrageous part about the Switch 2 is its price. And even then, it's not the price of the console, it's the price of the games. It's the price of the games. That's pretty much my only gripe with it. Because the console I knew was gonna jump in price. The console itself was already like $300. It was already $300. I expected that 100 price jump. Number one, you don't add that many features and not expect the price to go up by another 100. That goes for every console. I've literally been calculating this since I was 16. Anytime a new console comes out, there is going to be a price jump. The only reason why there wouldn't be a price jump is if the previous console before it failed, because the Wii U was also $300. Nobody bought it. So coincidentally, the Switch was $300. Everyone bought it. The Switch 2 is $400 because they added features and the Switch was a success. They kind of earned their $100 uptick, bro. The games, however, being $90, that's a different thing entirely. Oh, I was talking about the camera feature. No, bro. We're gonna hear about that one of these days. And we will talk about that, bro. Ah, that camera is such a bad idea. Can I be real with you? Okay, I have to tweet this out. I'm sorry. Give me a second. The Nintendo Switch camera. This camera is such a bad idea. What is it? Switch 2 camera. You and I both know. I think it was 150 uptick. No, because it was already like 350. There was already like taxes in between, you know, already? This camera for the Switch 2 is the worst mistake Nintendo ever could have made. You already know there's gonna be so many pedophiles on this. So am I the only, what is it? Only one who realizes that the Switch 2 camera is a bad idea? What is it? What is it? I'm just tweeting this out real quick. I need to say this before I forget. We're gonna have so many flashing stories. What is it? What is it? Just saw the Switch 2 Direct. And am I the only one who realizes that the Switch 2 camera is a bad idea? We're gonna see so many Flash Predator stories come from this alone. There we go. I'm sorry. I had to call it. I had to put that out there. We are going to see so many Flash Predator pedophile stories. Yes, you can lock the camera. Yes, but you already know. You already know. You already know. Wait. Did that stop Discord predators from not still rising, bro? We're going to see so many horror stories from this. I don't want them, but I already know they're gonna happen. This camera was a bad idea. That's the only thing I could fault from this thing. Just... it's gonna be such a bad idea! It's gonna be a bad idea! But, of course... I'm sorry, I don't know why I feel distracted. I think I still feel loopy from yesterday's stream. Let me move this over here. Today, we are, well, I actually am not sure anymore, but we were going to draw. But today, I want to do something a little bit different, and I want to talk about art instead of just drawing. It's time to strip Mario Party! Also, did you see the FaZe Clan member AI take on the Studio Ghibli feature? I think I did, and I responded to it, and I just thought it was a stupid comment. Made my comment and just peaced out. I know you talked about that yesterday, and I just kind of forgot. I was so out of it by the end. I hadn't said things I wanted to say about some of the later topics we talked about because I was so tired by the end, and I actually regret some of it a little bit. Like the banana juju stuff. I had so much I wanted to say about that, but I was so freaking tired. And I was actually upset about that. So many stupid things can come from that, bros. You already know. You already know. You already know the horror stories that are going to come out of this. And we'll be seeing them within the next 10 years. Anyway, today I wanted to do something a little different because we are technically going to draw today. Well, draw, not really. I was going to draw and I was like, I'm not sure. And then literally before, like a couple hours before stream, I thought I ended up finding this one photo from the author of My Hero Academia. And I already knew what was going to happen. And so I was like, you know what? I'm an artist. I want to come in. I want to explain this. And I did, but I did not explain it to the best of my ability. So I was like, you know what? Why not make a video about it? That would be cool. Do it on stream. Do a live stream of us just like talking about it, you know? So let me... There you go. All right. We are going to talk about art, but not just any regular art. We are going to talk about color theory. Hi, YouTube. Because I kind of want to record this, you know, just because I don't know, maybe this can like help somebody in the future and whatnot. So basically, to explain what I just explained earlier in the day, I was starting stream, or starting to prepare for stream, and I was doing fan art and kind of all that type of stuff. And so, I was just scrolling on Twitter, taking a break because I had been working on the new panty and stocking fan art that I told you guys about, and I saw Horikoshi on my timeline. I don't know why, I don't really follow him, but I was like, oh, this piece of Mirako is so beautiful. But I noticed something about it where I was like, this needs a proper explanation because I know people are not going to understand what this piece is supposed to be. It is clearly supposed to be a study. It is supposed to be a color study to bring in what the full piece looks like. This is the piece. It is basically Mirako. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, it was nice knowing you. What is it? And if you can tell by the composition piece, it is basically, any part of it can technically be, it is basically the golden rule. The little swirl, kind of, to explain the golden rule, basically every shape has follows this golden spiral. And basically, it's kind of like this, where your attention is supposed to be in a specific section. So kind of like this. And basically, from your focal point to the outer layer of the illustration. It is very much in everything in life. It is very beautiful. And when you really are able to balance it, it can be very impressive, but you won't understand why unless you study the golden rule. It's in music, it's in, it's just in artwork in general, any type of art. And like I said, you can also find it outside. And so, this piece was clearly supposed to be a study on how to color Mirako outside of the usual illustration, since, you know, obviously My Hero Academia is no longer running. Now, from the surface, you can still tell it's Mirako. However, what you do not understand is that a lot of people saw this and were like, why does she look white? When in actuality, you can still see that she is dark, but only if you actually understand the colors and in the composition of this piece. So what you're saying is, this is a JoJo reference. Yes! And so, I'm gonna test you guys. What is the focal point of this piece? What is the focal point of this piece? What is the most attention-grabbing part of this piece? Just to kind of like, basically this is just for like anyone in my chat who's like in art and stuff like that. Her eyes. Yes, it is her eyes. It is the main center point of the piece. But really the main center point is her expression. That is the focal point of the piece. Because yes, you can see her eye, but what's also attention grabbing is her mouth. Because it's the expression in general. You focus on the eyes, and then as you zoom out into the piece, you see how beautiful and you see what the feeling is trying to convey. So, you're probably wondering to yourself, if you're still learning about color theory, or if you're still like a young artist or whatever, why does she look, quote unquote, white? Because if you actually like color blot the pieces, and I hate doing this, but like it's to show a point. If you actually like pull out the color pieces right here, and right here, and right here, you can still see he's completely using brown. Kendra Sensei, is this gonna be a habitable type of stream? Kinda, yeah. Basically, if you are learning art, do I have to know? If you want to study color in the future, and you really want to get really good, it would be good to study this. You're gonna have to study it anyway as an artist. Because that's what I did pretty much for the past 3 hours without knowing for 3 hours. To like also take this too. All this stuff is still brown. All this stuff is brown because when you take the individual pieces, she's still brown. She's still like brown. I'm saying brown because she's not black. She's basically Blasian, or what is it? I think they said that Mirko was Okinawan. And so as I was making the chart, I was like, I'm not sure if I could properly convey this, but basically going over to the chart, I had to break it down not only for people who did not know, but people who like myself are still studying. Bronze? So you're probably wondering, okay, why does she look white? Well, a lot of it has to do with this thing in art called, well, it's not called, but basically, to simplify it, it is an imaginary light source. And you'll see by these 3 dots up here. What is it? Color is scary, and there are crazy people out there. Pretty much, yes. And so, you're probably like, what do you mean the imaginary light source? So the imaginary light source in art is kind of complicated, but pretty easy when you break it down like this. So every day as you walk outside, the sun is turning every which way. You know what I mean? Actually, to explain it, do you know the compasses of the olden days? How through a shadow on the ground and from the direction of where the time was, a shadow would go around the clock every single day to tell you how long and how just the time of day. And so that's basically what the light is, the imaginary light is. However you position the light in the day, or in this case, in your illustration, that is where your light source will come from. Now, that doesn't mean that every piece has a light source. There are some flat pieces and there are some more bright pieces, depending on how you are positioning it. But in the case of, say, something like this piece, the imaginary light source is, and let me stretch out this canvas real quick. The imaginary light source, I want you guys to point out, obviously you probably saw a sneak peek, but for those that weren't paying attention, where is the imaginary light source in this piece? Where do you think the imaginary light source is? Now, I will spoil it a little bit for you. It's not coming from the right. It is not directly coming from the right. So, where do you think the light source is coming from? The wind is blowing to the right. It looks like the wind is blowing to the right, and that is true. The wind is coming from the right. It's not coming from the right, though. The light source is not coming from the right. The light source is actually coming from not specifically the right. Where do you think it's coming from? I'm guessing everybody's given up. The back. Close, but no. The reason why I say close is because that's actually related to a different art piece that we will be looking at in a moment. It is not coming from the right, and it is not coming back from the back. It's actually coming from over here. Let me make a big stick. It is actually coming from right here. I'm gonna have to like do a big illustration for this. What is it? It's actually coming from right here. It's not right here. It's not, yeah, pretty much it's not right here. It's not up here. It's down here. Gonna keep guessing until I run into the right direction. And you're probably wondering, what do you mean it's coming from right here? Isn't there some light back here? Isn't there light coming from back here? Because it does, there is light right here. Top right. What is it? Because there is light right here. And you're probably wondering, well, what do you mean it's right there? Shouldn't it be in the back, or shouldn't it be directly from the right? No, because the light is actually going like this. Let me do layer. Do that. Make it black to make it more obvious. There. It's going in a crescent pattern. It is wrapping from right here. So the light is right here. And it is specifically exposing her cheek. Right here. In between her eye, in between her cheek and under her ear. That is where it is. And so, as a result, this part of the ear is exposed, and this cheek is super exposed. This also goes for her shoulder right here, which is also directly exposed. However, when it comes to the back, if you notice, it's more faded out. It's more faded out here, and the darkest part is, get this, under her elbow. Not elbow, under her armpit. Light bending is crazy. Exactly. Because I was confused by this too when I was breaking it down. Because originally I had stated, oh, this piece is actually correct, but I would have darkened her shoulder right here until I realized the light is not just going diagonal, it's wrapping around her. Because if you look at the top of this piece right here, it's also kind of faded a bit. You don't think it's faded because Miracle's hair is already white. So, combined with the light bending and Miriko's canonical hair color being white already, it adds this kind of ethereal glow effect that makes her look a lot brighter than what she actually is. Let me center this piece. It makes her look a lot brighter than what she actually is. And you can tell that too, because the light right here, you can tell because the light source is down here. It's right here. What is it? Let me, use a blue pen for this one this time. The light source is coming up right here, but it's not showing right here because guess why? Guess why? Because there's two reasons actually. I'm not sure if I should ask. I'm not sure if I should ask again, but I will tell you. I will tell you, obviously. There's like two reasons why there is no shine in the other eye, but there is a direct shine in that eye. I'm guessing nobody's got it. Nobody got the answer. Basically, there's two reasons why. Number one, in this eye, obviously it is in direct path with the light. That is the main reason why. It is still in direct view of the imaginary light. There's also the added There's also the added shade of this corner of the side of the face right here. I lost focus. Nah, you good, bro. You good. I just wanted to break this down. What is it? Basically, the reason why there is no shade in this area is for two reasons. Number one, the obvious reason is her hair. Her hair is pretty much covering the other side and darkening, as we see right here, which it is this color. It is an off gray mixed with white, and we know this because obviously right over here is pure white. But obviously, if you notice, Miriko's hair is not pure white, which is also reflected in her eye. Because, like I said, color theory makes you believe that it is white, when really the hair is a cream color. It is like barely visible, but it is a direct cream color. what is it? So, heading back to the chart, I actually outlined some of the things right here because I got really invested in this. Basically, to pretty much break down how I saw it. Obviously, in a more neater sense, there is also the crescent shape, that how the light is bending around Mirako and not directly coming diagonal to her. The light source is aimed in between her cheek and the bottom of her ear, the red arrow, and not coming from directly from the right. Also taking into account for Mirako's hair, which is pure white, and the background, which adds an unintentional glow effect, which wraps around her body since the light itself, unlike the others, is super close. And what do I mean by the others? So, when I mean the others, I went ahead and pulled other Mirako photos to show people, yes, this was intentional, but not because Horikoshi was trying to whitewash her. It is actually a stylistic thing. This was clearly supposed to be a stylistic piece, because obviously, if you've known Horikoshi, he's drawn Mirako multiple times. She's super beautiful. I draw her multiple times too. And so, unlike the light down here, where it's super close, because I actually shrunk and made bigger some of these lights on purpose to really show you how lighting the invisible light works, is that this light is purposely made super close. And it's frozen. No, it's frozen! Please don't crash on me, please. Thank you. And so I illustrated it by kind of grabbing more Mirako pieces. And I was like, alright, this seems pretty good, but I'm not sure if I understand this. But these ones were better examples also, until I finally realized what was going on with this piece over here. So, obviously, you're probably thinking of these ones. Why is Horikoshi making Mirako obviously black in these pieces? Or not black, but brown in these pieces. They're super obvious. Why did he not make this brown the exact same way as this brown? In fact, he actually did. So, where is the light source coming from? So I had to flip this piece, obviously. But where is the light source coming from? I'm back. Hello! Obviously, in this piece, the light is coming from the left. And in the other piece, again, I had to flip it so that I could make room. It's originally also coming from the left as well. But obviously in this case, no. This one's coming for the right. And in this original piece before I flipped it, it is also coming from the right. All that type of stuff. And the thing is that unlike the other piece, which is super exposed on her face, because that's also a thing you have to consider when it comes to art and when it comes to the invisible light. How close and how far you have it is going to really show if your knowledge in color theory. A good example, there was this piece a long time ago. It was kind of also went through the same controversy where it was basically Miles Morales when Across the Spider-Verse, I believe, had released, and someone made this neon, bright blue, ice cold Miles Morales piece. He was bathed in blue. It was gorgeous, but nobody really understood why he was so bathed in blue and why he was as white as he was, even though he was not white. He was still blue. And in this case, the same thing for the Mirako piece is pretty much what happened with that previous Miles piece. But the difference between something like this and something like this is the fact that the light is super, super, super close to her face. Imagine a flashlight is directly in your face. You're not gonna look your skin tone, you're gonna look like a flashlight, and as if Charnenbrol basically exploded and made your bones glow. Yeah, exactly. And so I illustrated that by making the light far away. This is a small light. It's still bright, it's still present, you can still see where the shadows are coming from. Because in this piece, the light is coming from, again, like I said, originally it was from the from the right and I flipped it and went to the left, the light is coming from here. It's not super bright on her skin. You can still see the lights. What is it? I'm going to illustrate this here. The lights are all coming in this direction. Let me show you. Basically here, I did red. This is how it is. And this right here. Now, obviously, because it's not super close, there's still going to be some areas that are darker than others. Everything is coming from over in this direction because I keep messing up. Anything bathed in shadow is still kind of hidden from the light. If it was overexposed, like the bottom illustration, it would be a lot more visible. Wait, let me see. What is it? Because the inner parts of the ear. Now you're probably thinking, well, what about something like this right here? This is still in light. It's not in shadow. Again, like I said, light itself does not have a straight way. It bends. It's going to bend regardless of what you do. Pretty much unless you, I don't know, pretty much do that. It's basically that one Sonic meme where Sonic stands in the distance. It's not just directly pointed at the side of his face. It's wrapping around his face to show his figure. Because that's what light and shadow do. They show your figure. They're going to show your figure regardless. And also to use this piece as an example as well. Where's the light coming from? If I can get some volunteers. Where's the light coming from? We have any takers? This will be on the test. I'm kidding. Mirai, I shall call you out because I am teacher today. Oh man. To illustrate, I guess, on the one hand, I want to give you guys time a little bit, but on the same time, I'm like kind of excited. The top. Yes, it is also coming from the top. However, this is where it is coming in from. But it's not in this ear. You think it would be in the ear right here, but it's not. It's down here because the ear is still turned in a direction where the light is not passing through. It's still bright, it's still pink, but it's still in shadow. The light can also be reflected on her hair. So we know which direction that it is going in. It's going diagonal to the left. And now, where's the light on her face? This one's actually going to be a little bit tricky for some of you. Because it's obviously on her nose, so obviously we have it right here. But there's actually a cast over on her face a little bit. The nose is glowing because the light is still glowing itself. Noses glow, it's usually the shiniest thing on your face. But 1, 2, 3, 4. The light is also right here. Because if you compare it to here... Wait, no, hold up. If I remember correctly, it is this. This is her face right... This is her face right here. Is this different? Yep, here we go. This is her, what is it? The light on her forehead, the light on her cheek, and of course, the light from her chin to her neck. That is pretty much her face broken down. And of course, the light from her nose. And that makes all the difference. It's super subtle, but you wouldn't know that unless you're really, really, really paying attention. And that doesn't also account for the light also on her chest, which would be from here and here. Because it is, again, casting down. Now this one actually gave me a kind of a bit of a tricky start. What is it? I almost forgot to read the text. Basically, the light is super far away and it's casting a bigger net. It's still showing her lovely color while also still brightening her up as a, you know, as a character. It shows that she's super cute. That's my only logic. And this one actually gave me kind of a little bit of trouble because I was kind of confused because this is actually a marker piece. I'm not sure if you can tell by the texture. This was clearly done with marker, and marker usually trips me up because it's not as clear and defining as, say, a regular digital or painted piece. Because marker, whenever you press too hard with marker, it darkens no matter what. But I was actually able to understand why as soon as I kind of moved this. And I thought it would kind of make my argument fall apart because I'm like, maybe it wasn't. But basically, the light is rotated near the back. So remember earlier when you said that the light was in the back? This was the piece that I said, this is actually where the light is in the back because it's technically glowing right here, but not really. But it is glowing on this back, on this ear right over here. And it's more rotated towards the back. So we have light here, light here, light here, light here, and of course on the palm of her hand. And of course, we also have the booba light because of course. And some light right over here. And a little light right here. Basically, these are the spots where light is. It's still technically turned to the back, but again, remember, light wraps around objects. It does not stay in one place. And you can also tell because, again, her hair is still glowing. Her hair is glowing. It makes her look a lot more brighter than what she actually is. And the marker is more saturated and sorry. Basically, this piece tripped me up for a lot of reasons because I was like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he did actually kind of washed her out way too far or whitewashed her or whatever. That was until again, I saw the armpit. Let me take off this, where are you? Are you right here? No. There you go. There we go. Right down here. This little spot right here. So boobs. So boobally. Basically right here. And this was actually how I found out that this was supposed to be a crescent artwork because I was kind of confused and I did think that the light was directly going diagonal until I rotated this and the piece made a lot more sense. The darkest part of the piece is not supposed to be her shoulder. It's supposed to be everything hidden from here downwards. But you're not going to notice that because the light is supposed to be focusing on her expression, her hair, everything up top. And so, this is everything from the illustration that I was able to gather. These are all the colors and how close they are on the color wheel. That's pretty close together when you really look at it. So here is the marker. And this is the color from her neck. And this is the color from the armpit. This color is still it's really close. So these colors, what is it? This color, let me do red marker again. This color and this color are really close on the color wheel when you really look at it. And I had to overlay this multiple times. It's kind of shocking how close they were because they look so far away until you genuinely compare them to each other. Then this one is also interesting because I actually thought that there would be a major difference. Because like, look right here, look right over here. That's actually very close together. They're overlaid on the color wheel because I want to show you guys how close they were to themselves on the color wheel. It's still brown, but it's leaning and going away or towards either more darker sides or more whiter sides. It's kind of interesting, right? And so, I ended up doing the same. And so I took all the spots, of course, like I said earlier, I took all these spots that I had color picked from Mirko, because there's not just brown here, there's also pink here too. So let me take that and like overlay that right there. These are the colors that are on Mirko. And so when we go back to this, I'm not really good at the circle maneuver. I'm still learning. But I did my best to blend it as much as possible along with the whiteness of her face right here. Because this is white. It is pure white. Well, not pure white, but it's like still close white-ish. It's an off-white. Like kind of eggshell-ish. But to basically illustrate what's going on with Mirko's face, I basically kind of compared her natural skin color from up top and dragged it down over here. This is her skin when it's not overexposed to light. And I also illustrated how close they were onto the color wheel. They are very, very close. Like, very, very close. This color and this color, this color and this color, this color and this color are very close to each other on the color wheel. Wait. This color? This color. Yeah. They're right close to each other. And I did my best to line them up to be as accurate as possible because I wanted it to basically show what was going on. So if there are any mistakes, obviously I can be corrected. I'm not free from correction, obviously. And so basically, like I said, what would have been a normal, like, color, if it was this, has now been so overexposed with light, it basically practically makes you look white. Like I said, imagine a flashlight up against her face. I wanted to do a full-on illustration, but I thought it would be better if I used myself as an illustration. So all of these are my hands. Ah! So all of these are my hands. All three of these are my hands that I took, thankfully, before stream started and before the lights kind of would darken my skin to where you couldn't tell. So this was me 2 hours ago, actually. This was my hand 2 hours ago. This was my hand 2 or 3 minutes, 3 minutes. This was my hand 2 to 3 hours ago. But this is also my hand 2 to 3 hours ago. And this is also my hand 2 to 3 hours ago. All three of these are my hands. All I did was go into different areas of my house. This is me at my desk. This is me in the closet. This is me in the natural light room, also known as the bathroom. Oh my gosh. And they all look so vastly different. And this is basically what the colors I get from them. And you're probably thinking, oh, Kendra, why didn't you get from this section right over here? Isn't this more natural? No, that's not natural. That's gray and blobby. And it makes it look more pale and it makes it look more darker than what I actually am. Because I'm not that dark. I am not that dark. But at the same time, I am that dark. I am dark right over here. But I am not dark over here. If you color pick, this is why I have a very big issue with color picking, because if you do not know what you are color picking the wrong thing, and your artwork's gonna turn out a lot more muddy, it's gonna turn out a lot more incoherent, because you're trying to darken an already dark thing. Imagine if I had taken these pictures closer to nighttime. You would basically be color picking black if you took from this section. Whereas if you color picked from right here, you would be getting as accurate as possible. Same thing for over here with the overexposed light. If you color pick from this, you are color picking the palm of my hand. You are color picking the palm of my hand. That's not right either. You should be color picking from right over here. And even then, you shouldn't be color picking from here because that is still bathed in white light right here and right here. This is where the light is this is where the light is with these illustrations, and it's saving again. Yep, there you go. What is it? You should not be color picking if you're, if you are directly in light. You should not be color picking from over here or here because it's bathed in light. You can't tell, but it's bathed in light. It would be better, technically, to color pick from right here. I had to kind of, I had to take some liberties because I could not like color pick it correctly without it crossing over on multiple of the things. So pretend I color picked right here. Basically, my natural skin would be right around here. What is it? I could color do right here. This would be my natural skin tone. A little kind of grayish. I'm a weeb. Same thing for over here. You would not color pick from right here. Let me grab that. You would not color pick from pretty much all... Wait, no. Hold up. Or right here. Or even right here a little bit. You would color pick from right here. And of course, obviously, you would not color pick from here because again, this is the palm of my hand. From all the way over here, you would not color pick. You would color pick from somewhere around here. Actually, no, not right here. Because this is still bathed in shadow. It doesn't look like it's bathed in shadow, does it? But it is. It is complete. Let me redo that. It is still bathed in shadow, even with natural light. What I'm saying is that color theory is about finding where the darkest part is and finding the in-between of the dark and the light. You cannot just color pick from the darkest spot. You're not going to learn anything if you do that. But you also shouldn't color pick from the lightest spot either, because that's not going to do you good either. You need to find the area that has the most neutral lighting as possible. Because if you find the neutral lighting, you will be able to understand how darkness and light works. And so, obviously, that's pretty much, like I said, what I did. So I ended up trying to find the most neutral spot of Mirako. It would not be right here, and it would not be right here. It would be somewhere right here in the middle. It would not be, of course, again, right, actually, it would not be here. It would be right here. In this spot, it would not be obviously all the white circles that I highlighted, but it would not be the super dark spots either. It would be somewhere right here. Not as exposed, but still exposed enough. And of course, the proper skin tone of Mirako in this piece is not from the darkest shade right over here, nor is it from the brightest shade on her face over here. It would be somewhere right here, or right here, somewhere under her nose, and right here, really on her neck. That is the neutral spot. That is the neutral spot. So pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much to tell you, this piece right here, Mirako is still dark skinned in this piece. She's still pretty dark skinned in this piece. Let me fix this real quick. This piece is basically to show, this is still dark skinned, but it also shows you how harsh and how dark and how images can change because of the lighting you use. Basically, if you want to take this lesson to study art, I highly encourage it. I studied art for 1 semester, and I regret not going back because I did like that art class. But I still took the time because I genuinely wanted to study this piece for how Horikoshi, man, he has gotten so good at understanding composition and understanding really how to draw characters and still make them as vibrant without making you realize how vibrant they really are. And so, pretty much, yeah. I hope you guys kind of like this unconventional stream. I don't think I plan on doing something like this more often, but yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions? Yeah. I think I did a pretty good job. I tried to stutter as less as I usually do, and I tried to be more focused this time. But I hope that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Listen, I understand. I know not a lot of people are going to understand what I pretty much just broke down, but I feel like if you are going to draw, you're gonna learn about color eventually, so you might as well, even with my own limited knowledge, I wanted to at least help people because this is stuff I'm still learning myself. You're never gonna stop drawing. You're never gonna stop drawing. You're never gonna stop learning when you draw. You're gonna discover something new every single day. You think Horikoshi knew how to do this over 10 years ago? Heck no! But he did know how to do it today. And he's gonna keep doing really good in the future because this is a really good piece. This is one of the best depictions of a dark-skinned character, period. It's freeing, it's white, it's beautiful, it's ethereal, it's gorgeous. But it's also dark, and it's also chaotic, and it suits Miruko's character. It's basically no different from every other Miruko piece ever made. You want to know a really bad whitewashed Miruko? Whatever was going on with DC or Marvel or whatever. This one. Because this is actually a whitewashed Miruko. Crap. PNG converter, no! Let me do that. Convert. What is it? This is actually like a whitewashed Miruko. No, not import. Open this up and let me show you. Whatever was going on here, she was made heck, Momo next to her looks darker than Miruko. This is actually like whatever was going on with this. This is actually whitewashing. It is blatant whitewashing. I know it was most likely by accident, but man. Yikes. Can you run back the past 30 minutes? Oof. Don't worry, I'm gonna be clipping this and like editing it down to make sure that if you just want to study it in the future. And again, like I said, I'm not free from critiques. I know I probably didn't do a good job. Like I said, my circle example looked really bad, but that's because I'm still learning that stuff myself. I'm still learning about how to draw myself. So I wanted to break it down because I can see it, but I can't draw it yet. You know what I mean? Because you can learn art, you can learn it, but you gotta actually draw to put it into practice. Ew! Yeah. It looks really bad. It looks bad. Heck, freaking Mount Lady is darker than Miruko. Miruko's like literally the whitest person on the page. And this is surrounded by Japanese characters and the 2 American characters. Really, everyone was complaining about Mirko. No one was calling her out at all. Because if I remember correctly, because I didn't make it that far into My Hero Academia, she's actually like dark. And then I think she got lighter in like years, because that can happen. That happens with skin. I used to be a lot darker when I was younger. But this can't, but like, so pretty much, yeah. Hopefully you guys can take this, use it, apply it, learn it, because you're gonna have to learn color eventually if you want to go on to do color pieces and you want to break it down, but you don't know how to understand it. And yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say. This is a hate crime, bro. It could have been worse. It could have been done by that one guy who made the Miles Morales comic, and he made Asgard look like the hood. Sorry, the ghetto. It is interesting, to say the least. But otherwise, I hope you guys loved that lesson. I had fun doing it. Maybe we might do more in the future, but only if I find something that really like interests me. I don't know. I'm still learning, like I said, I'm still learning. And with that, I kind don't know. We'll probably log out for the day. Unfortunately, there's banging going on in the outside world of streaming. Now I can ditch classes on my bike. What is it? Who's live right now? This is a pretty early streamish? I don't know. This was fun. This was really fun, just like talking about art, because I learned. I legit feel like I learned something even about my own art. And how I can literally improve. So, we got VTuber drama. Sorry, English VA drama from yesterday that we talked about. From, what is it? From Lifu. We got Repo with Lumi. We've got more, what is it? Oh, Lumi and Akko are doing Repo. So, Repo, there's also, Repo is being played by Akko, Lumi, and Mizu. There's also a different art stream going on with Ron Illist, who I've been following for a while. Pippa is also learning from a Spanish VTuber, I'm assuming. And of course, Lifu is live. I want you guys to kind of just go visit Akko for a little bit with some Repo. And on Twitch side, who shall we have? We have Hot Girls Want One Thing web fishing. Man, she looks super cute, actually. You know what? We're gonna raid Minty Cafe on Twitch side. All right. I'm back. Wait, you already said that. That's not what you said. But otherwise, I shall see you all next time. A Kendrillion. Thank you all. Kendrillion out. Oh, of course. See you on Friday for more Sonic. Of course.
you.